There was a time when Friday night meant only one thing: driving to Blockbuster. Bright blue and yellow signs shone in the night, lighting up the streets like an irresistible invitation to anyone passing by. Endless rows of movies, from classic old films to the latest releases, awaited the customer's choice. The smell of fresh popcorn mixed with the scent of plastic DVD cases, filling the store and awakening memories for everyone who entered. For millions, this weekly ritual was more than just renting a movie. It was a celebration of entertainment, a live experience, a journey to discover something new and share the moment with friends and family. As children ran between the aisles, teenagers stood indecisively before the shelves, and parents tried to remember the best films to watch together. But today, all of that is gone. Blockbuster has almost entirely disappeared from the world, leaving only one store in Bend, Oregon, which now functions more like a living museum of nostalgia. The collapse of Blockbuster was not just a business failure. It was a clear warning of how quickly the world can change when companies ignore the future and the digital revolution. In the early 2000s, Blockbuster was a giant no one could easily compete with. Over 9,000 stores worldwide, millions of customers visiting weekly, billions in revenue, and employees who knew every detail about films and the latest releases. The big store was like a temple of home entertainment, the king of movies, where customers felt a sense of awe as they walked between the aisles, selecting films, laughing at the posters, and planning a fun evening. Employees mastered giving recommendations, suggesting films based on customers' interests, celebrating every new release, while management believed their model was strong, stable, and untouchable. Then a small company appeared, Netflix. With a simple but revolutionary idea: mail movies directly to people's homes. No late fees, no strict return deadlines. Movies arriving at your door. At first, Netflix didn't seem threatening to Blockbuster. They viewed it as a tiny, unprofitable project. But Netflix saw what Blockbuster could not. The future was not physical, it was digital, built on convenience and removing every friction point for customers. In 2000, Netflix went to Blockbuster's headquarters and offered to sell the entire company for $50 million. Blockbuster laughed. Literally, they said Netflix had no future. They let Netflix leave and continued relying on their traditional model, dependent on late fees and weekly rental income, while Netflix quietly began building a new digital world. Netflix did not stop at mailing DVDs. They shifted to streaming, allowing customers to watch movies instantly on their computers. No stores, no late fees, no returns. Almost immediately, customer behavior began to change. People no longer wanted to leave their homes. They no longer wanted extra charges. They wanted convenience, control, the ability to watch whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted. Employees at Blockbuster felt the pressure. Some worked long hours while foot traffic declined. Managers tried to devise solutions, but internal conflicts and the sheer size of operations prevented any meaningful change. They clung to late fees, which earned them hundreds of millions annually. But customers began to grow frustrated and seek easier, more convenient alternatives. Stores began closing, one by one. Employees lost their jobs. Customers shifted to streaming platforms, and the brand slowly lost its luster. Today, only one store remains in Bend, Oregon, under the management of Sandy Harding. This store is more than a business. It is a living museum of 90s nostalgia. The yellow walls are still bright, the long shelves of movies remain, and the smell of plastic and popcorn still transports visitors back in time. making them feel as though the world outside has disappeared. The success of this single store depends on senti and memories, not a modern, scalable business model. Blockbuster's fall offers a clear lesson. Organizational inertia is fatal. Management recognized the threat, but internal conflicts and reliance on old profits blocked any effective action. Customer experience is more important than toxic revenue. Collecting $800 million in late fees was profitable in the short term, but it destroyed goodwill with customers. A business model built on punishing customers cannot survive when low-friction alternatives appear. Value the business model, not the assets. Rejecting Netflix's $50 million offer was a catastrophic strategic mistake, valuing physical real estate and inventory over a scalable digital model. Finally, self-disruption is necessary before the market forces it upon you. Netflix's decision to move into streaming, even while its DVD by mail service was successful, was an example of strategic foresight. True leaders must anticipate the obsolescence of their own successful models before external forces make them irrelevant. Success does not protect you. Size does not protect you. Fame does not protect you. If you ignore the future will ignore you. And so ended the story of Blockbuster, the greatest example of how a giant company can collapse almost overnight when innovation understands customers and technology better, and how convenience and digital transformation can overturn everything.